Meow. Hi, y'all. It's girl Anna, and as you can see, we're back in Final Fantasy XIV. And today, we're going to be starting patch 2.3, Defenders of Eorzea. And yeah, this should be, part 15 of our Oceanian Data Center series. So, yeah, we made some pretty good progress. The last time we were here, we covered all of 2.2, which covered, let's see, we did some work with Lady Ugiri and securing refuge for the Doman refugees. And then we went on to Limsa, where we found about this plot by Elidibus to summon Leviathan. And we had to fight Leviathan and get all that stuff settled. And now the Domans have a place to call home here in Mordona. Lady Ugiri is teaching ninjutsu to the rogues of Limsa, which is pretty cool. And now it is time for us to head back into the Rising Stones to continue MSQ. This is going to be the Great Divide, which is the first quest of patch 2.3. Defenders of Eorzea. As always, if y'all enjoy the video or the stream, please consider leaving a like. And if you want to be notified about future streams, please consider subscribing. Get your water ready for when the bot inevitably comes in to drown us. I also have some monster here. Zero Ultra today. I need to change that over. That's good. And all right, let's jump on in. Hopefully we can get through all of 2.3 today. If I remember correctly, 2.3 was pretty long, so I don't know if we're going to be able to knock it out in a single stream like the other two patches. But we're going to try our best. So, yeah, when you talk to Minfilia. Ooh, we're gonna get some earrings. Too bad, I don't really need earrings. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. Yeah, if you don't remember, it is also reported that the Isle of Val, I believe it is, which is where the students of Baldessian were staying, is just gone, completely gone. So it is highly likely that a lot of friends of the Scions are currently dead. No, it avails us not to speculate. Oriange will send word if there are any more developments. Until such a time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations, which we had previously attributed to good King Magomag XII. But the king is no more as a blessing for which we have to thank you. Yet all is not well in the 12-spud. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a prima. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Asilia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. A problem? What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah, this time, are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this is to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Acelia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread, and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Renee, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Alright. Alright. Let's go talk to the refugees. It's like Thancred's still drunk. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. Ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know not of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one that got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not would truly sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. We knew we had to run. The only question was where. And then it came to me. Revenant's toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? You'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who've been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us. If I might have a way. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphino has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells, now the Blades will have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Edison, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. Eleni, we are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How could you be so blind? Find Alphino and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalima will see to it. Alphino is being treated at the hourglass. Hurry, Rating. Well, interesting. Don't believe what they say. I know these people. They would only take up arms to defend themselves. If there was a riot, I swear to you they didn't start it. Alright, let's go to Ul'dah. Drink water, y'all. Alright, so we need to go over here. Spinach Pot. That's an interesting name. Huh? I didn't think they said he was at the quicksand. Did I read wrong?
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
It's voice acted. No.
Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight.
Those two adventurers just walked through the stairs in the background, just saying.
This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers.
That was, the way they're casting the Alamigan refugees here is quite bad.
While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry.
No.
The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
That is very opportunistic. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Ralban has to say upon the matter. Can't wait to start this quest line. I miss Hildebrand. Ralban's just standing out here. Now is not a good time, Lieutenant Lacrosse. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your Charosians. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They're damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the olden citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms instead of food? I think not. And what of those who've not even a single gil to spend, who cannot survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning soon. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monitors would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Jenny. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. You may balk at a request for such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him given your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share findings. Well then, shall we? My silver tongue, you say? Clearly not me. You look look as though you have something to say, Lieutenant Lacrosse. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to the recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. So Lost Hope. I know there's a lady in there growing a bunch of plants. I know there's hungry people. I'm not... I don't recall any of these people, like, wanting to, like, strike out a daw, though. Hold on. There's all the fells here. The first pinch is on you. What? And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well then, you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Very interesting. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I'm increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest of what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka, he'll explain everything. Alright. Tell me what's going on. Look, this is the lady I was talking about. Back here, growing her plants. Oh, what did she call them? The dream flowers. I thought it was a lady back here. But yes, the dream flowers. The terrified refugee. What are you doing, my dude? Huh? Why are you screaming out blood? What the heck's going on? Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. Huh? I beg your pardon. You're of the flames, but you're not with the flames. I see. If Leofric bid you speak to me, then I take you've agreed to help. 'Twill be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed. Ha! A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent, and you'll understand why. Even now, he babbles incoherently, so traumatized he is by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt that the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. What are you doing? Don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw, don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me, here to soothe me. Why do you have to stay and leave me alone? Okay, I need to soothe. / soothe. Huh? Who are you? What do you want? Aye, it's true. I followed the merchant, and may God strike me down for my following. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups and sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting, and everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter. And, oh god, it's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Oh, this is actually, like, good jewelry. The Noct gear. It's got little symbols on it. I think I want the gloam. Does it have the same little symbol on it? It's a slight... No, it's the same symbol. I'm going to take the gloam ring. The other refugees are hiding in caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox and all bloody sail swords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous, that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though if they were forced to confront reality... That's it. Challenge the twins to combat, and show my brethren that the strongest warriors are no match for one woman. Mayhap then they'll agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Alright. Guess I need to go punch some people. Interesting. Wait, which cave are they in? Not in that cave. Oh, it's through the waterfall, I think. Desperate refugee. Drink water, y'all. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone, grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. That's your game, is it? Haha, sorry to disappoint you, lass, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. Oh wait, y'all want to fight? You say so. I mean, I warned ya. Oh look, more monks. Or pugilists, rather. Well, time to show you the power of a monk. Is that it? More? Oh, is this the twins? Shield-wrapping swordsman, saber-rattling swordsman? So you're the twins. Is that it? Do you still want to fight? You beat him like it was nothing. Thal Almighty, what are we gonna do now? About, bring back those weapons and hopefully don't get get into more trouble than you're already gonna be. Or being used. I saw someone with the Savage Mount from last year. Oh, they do have the dragon, though. You've returned? Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. But you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? And these rings, if I remember, are just bland. Yeah, so we'll take the money. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they've had, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Alright. Let's go see if we can stop this merchant. Find out what's going on. Are they going to Stone's Throw? Ah, that's all the way, yeah. That's the refugee camp. No. I hope y'all are having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day so far. Still kind of early. I feel like I still have a morning voice, but it is what it is. Why is there a child here crying? Have you seen my parents? Oh no, what's wrong? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so that we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Say, miss, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Oh wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Convenient. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? You, He's getting away. Go get him, mess. Simple enough. I mean, it's not like this guy can outrun me. How have I never defeated these hornets? And look who's here. Papa Sean knows this. Yeah, you can't hide here, my friend. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition, treason, revolution, that's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let's say I do. I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I'd give a Kieran's arse about politics. It was only business. Only business. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I shall tell you everything. Well, we did not protect them. What's all this commotion? 7 L's? Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. But we did not do a good job of protecting him. Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as to the events leading to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murder a debt of gratitude. In any case, it is obvious you're not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Okay, to the Hall of Flames. Alright. See. It's 9:30 in the morning. It's kind of early here. I'm assuming it is very late in Australia right now. What news, Lieutenant Lacrosse? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Lieutenant. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Pretty sure this is just, standard necklaces. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. Bartholomew should be a cat boy, just saying. Meow. Just saying. I know we didn't have cat boys in 1.0, but Bartholomew should be a cat boy. Excellent work, Renee. The information you brought us helped me persuade General Albon to call this meeting. Now we can discuss matters openly and honestly. We've been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters.
What?
It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji?
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield.
A battlefield? War?
The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations.
And this is how they put PvP into the lore? Which, is this mode still, like, active? I don't know, there's like so little PvP on this server. I prefer this to the other front line that we always have.
In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Serious allegations.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega? We're already talking about Omega.
Pardon?
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
A lot of exposition trying to say Teleji Adeleji is a bad guy.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Stories we tell. Recent revelations weigh heavily on Alphinaud's mind. Who goes there? Purr? Purr? Are you there? No. How you doing, Purr? No. Okay, looks like we got a good ways until... Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover until patch 2.4. I'm doing good. Hopefully, things aren't still, like, ridiculously crazy with you. I know you've been busy with that. With your personal affairs. Let's see what we're about at the hour mark. I'm gonna go ahead and take a short break, and we'll continue in about 5 minutes. I need to get another drink too, or rather, some more water. I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah. And we're back. But yeah, a lot of people spend a lot of money on their weddings. 60K is like crazy a lot. But there's definitely people who do have very expensive weddings like that. But not everyone does that. I think you can get your marriage license, do all the paperwork, and just see a justice of the peace to get your wedding officiated. And like that alone is, I think, probably about $200 to knock all that out, depending on how much it would cost for your justice of the peace and the paperwork and all that stuff. But then, like, once you start getting into, if you're going to get a venue, getting wedding dress and all that stuff, and you got the rings, and then, like, a venue on its own, depending on the venue, can easily cost you more than $2,000. And then if you hold a big reception with catering and everything else, that's where all the money like starts adding up. Alright, stories we tell. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant Lacrosse. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. Huh? I'm sorry. What? I was looking for you, miss. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. Was that you pay for everything? Yeah? Yeah. You know this girl. So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man or my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. What's that? Gold prep and need to give money as well for the other stuff? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Per? It's a lot of money. Weddings can be so expensive. Really? You would help me look, mister? Of course, but first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an ether-starved primal, even dealing with an Astia would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Drink water, y'all. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Renee, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12th Sweat has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. Pray return to the Rising Stones. The 12th Sweat? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed. I have received no reports of Ixal activity, which leaves the Sylphs. Gurning, you know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Anyway, good luck with your stream. Thank you, Per. I hope you have a good day. Hopefully you can have some time to relax as well. Did I read that last line? Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. I did miss a line. Alright. To Mordona. Thank you for stopping by, Per. Alright. Let's go find Minfilia. It was relieved to see you healthy and hale, Renee. The latest news from Old Zal was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alpino suffered was his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I'll summon them now. And everyone's here. Almost everyone. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news on the Order of the Twin Adder, and they have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth the revered guardian, the Primal Ramuh. I'm sorry, may have? Then it is not certain. The Elder Seed Seer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphlands, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Forgive me, antecedent, but the fact needs not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reported to only act in defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the Touched Ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon, you foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it. I told Paulimo, I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramuh once right after the calamity, but that was because the Garleans came trampling through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers in the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. Drink more water, now. By all accounts, the recent violence in Eorzea drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that the Sylphs perceive this panic migration as yet another invasion, and quicken their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the Kobolds, once again as the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming. Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Renee, through your dealings with the Sylphs a little solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who has treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement, Renning. Pray report to Commander Hulo at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I'm hopeful for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than immiscible. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require. No. to Gridania. Hmm. Let's go find Commander Hilo. Eloy. Renee of the Scions, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seedseer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial skills, may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Stand. Right. Slowly make our way to this Aetheryte. And we want to go to the Conjurer's Guild. Yep. The other Scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? Yes. Everyone's here.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest.
Ramuh is returned.
Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelveswood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided. Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities. Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples.
I'll do my best.
You have my thanks.
I feel like they didn't want to voice the self.
Pray make for Little Solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
Surely Ramu would not be enough to make all of Eorzea tremor. Or tremble, rather. It's coaching. Hi, coaching. Right, time to get a little solace. We need to go to East Shroud. It's Behemoth. Renee of the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself, an unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location of the Lord of Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Oh, I'm gonna have to do silly side quests, because sylphs, aren't I? Or there used to be a set of silly side quests. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I did not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching and have wisely identified the precise location of where the Touched Ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow Scions? It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please, come with this one. So I wonder if they shortened this quest line, because used to, like, I remember you had to run around and find everyone because they were put to sleep and had a bunch of tricks played on them. Then there were people pretending to be them. I say people, sylphs, pretending to be the Scions as well. So I'm really curious how much of this storyline is still intact. Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Sylphlands. This one must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for Touched Ones. Okay. All this rain is probably killing my bitrate. Or not my bitrate, my encoder. Seems like my encoder's doing alright. This one is most sorry, but this one cannot go further. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like the Touched Ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find Wise Ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. Okay, so it makes it seem like they were dealing with it and they just cut it short. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it is a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal, and should have seen the look on Ystella's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. At any rate, as I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion, to wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph's Aetherang, commenting, the Lord of Levin awaits. So, unless they're just dragging me on a little bit more, it seems that we have avoided the old annoying quest line. Bunch of scared sylphs. That's some lightning and thunder.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding.
It's Ramuh.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan.
That's me.
I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Gridanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
Ramuh's got one heckin' beard. Look at that mustache.
Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
I mean, that's why I'm here.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. That they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal, shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Eorzea, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
Oh, Oceanian is here?
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Yeah, sure. You can watch Oceanian. Oceanian, so polite, asking if you can watch. I was really hoping that this was a trust. Why can't it be a trust? Well, let's get into Duty Finder. So while I'm waiting for this, you can go to Limsa. Is anyone online? I don't think so. Let's see. Interested in... Let's see, the Striking Tree Hard. Or the Striking Tree Hard. What is this message? Talk about, like, come here for lunch. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk about today. I mean, I always want to talk about, but I'm a shaman. See, any brave adventures? Did shout that, right? Yeah. I think the odds of us getting a group together for Ramuh is gonna be a pain. The odds are gonna be a pain. I mean, the odds I'm assuming are gonna be pretty low. Even the mentors don't what? Let's see, what are our other quests? Let's hide this one, hide this one, hide this one, hide this one. Might as well just hide them all. So, we can probably do Legacy of Alec. Get started on that quest line while we wait in queue. Let's see. I mean, we're only an hour and a half into stream, so hopefully we can find a group. I have 2 messages in Discord. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah. Bella just, Bella tweeted showing me that, the old quest line's gone. Or the self-signing. Alright. There we go. I'm gonna shout one more time. And then we'll travel to another city. We'll go to Gridania. Not many people here. Wow, there's like no one here. Just one level 90. Alright. No one here. Let's go to Ul'dah. Just realized I misspelled joining. I forgot the N. And see, like, I kind of want to stay in Duty Finder in case it pops, because I feel like people... I don't know how much people are using Party Finder on this server. Like, a bar. Like, it's 3 bars. That's the things being advertised right now. Can I recruit? This is going to be a trial. This is going to be striking tree hard. Sure. I feel like if I do this, it's going to break my Duty Finder, though. Yep, it can't be used at the same time. Let's recruit members. I think the odds of us finding someone is going to be very low. Until then, we can work on this quest line. Which is in Mordona. Yeah, I think the odds of us getting a group together are going to be very low. Yeah, no, I think just sitting in queue is going to be better. Makes me very sad. There's also another quest here. It's just the leave mat. Okay. The leave me. So let's see, we were told to come talk to Rambros. Why, if it isn't Renee Lacrosse herself, I was not expecting such a celebrated guest. What do we owe the honor of this visit? You were directed here, you say, by a man clad in foreign garb? Well, the opportunity he spoke of must surely refer to our latest anthropogeographical endeavor. Quite how he came to know of it is another matter. All knowledge of this project was supposed to be restricted to my organization. But that is something for me to ponder in private. You are here now, and your services will, I am certain, prove invaluable. I must warn you, however, that the venture we have in mind is no simple excavation. An unprepared or incautious adventurer could very well find yourself on an unplanned and unpleasant journey to Thal's solemn halls. Knowing this, do you still wish to lend us your cooperation? I rather thought that you would say that. Your courage is scarcely a secret. Now, the first... Renee, I thought it was you. Huh? Sid? What brings you to St. Koinix? Don't tell me. The Alliance has sent you on another realm-shaking, history-making mission to lay low an apparently inseparable foe. Yes? No? I see you two are already acquainted. That is well. Master Garland, our intrepid hero here, caught wind of the forthcoming expedition and has kindly pledged to assist us. She has she? Glad to have you aboard, Renee. You don't have the faintest idea of what you're volunteering for, do you? Very well, let us begin at the beginning. The sons of St. Konark are tasked with unearthing the secrets of the long-fallen Allegan Empire, and this present endeavor aims to delve more deeply into civilization's mysteries than ever before. But I know that, look. In the event that you feel ill-equipped to contribute much on the subject of Allegan archaeology, I invite you to recall your encounter with the Ultima weapon. That mechanical monstrosity represented a feat of engineering far beyond what Garlemald can presently achieve. Neurotolskavia simply awoke it. And I mention this by way of a reminder that you have had what one might term extensive first-hand experience with a notable Allegan relic. In short, you are practically an archaeologist. I don't think that's how it works, Sid. Now to the core of the matter. Here in Mordona, there stands an entire Allegan structure which we have yet to investigate. I speak, of course, of the Crystal Tower. After witnessing the destructive capabilities of the Ultima weapon and the lesser moon Dalamud before it, it seems wise to treat any remnants from that era with utmost caution. They must be analyzed, monitored, and above all, kept from falling into the wrong hands. To put it plain, I have no wish to see another megalomaniacal legatus wield one of those weapons. It was this thought which first moved me to contact the Sons and propose that the tower be explored. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground, but like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointing at the bosom of the heavens. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues, carved into the likeness of swordsmen. The 8 sentinels, as the sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Well, our cutscene's getting cut short, because we gotta pop on Ramu. Ooh, I love good music in this game. Now the question is, do I remember how to fight Ramu? Oh, they're just going hard. Ow. I feel like there's a mechanic that I haven't seen. There's the mechanic. I think I take this. Seemed like the right thing to do. Maybe not. That was way longer than it should have been. I feel like I made a big mistake. Oh my god, this is so long. I want to fight. I want to help my friends. Are we ignoring the ads? No, we're definitely fighting the ants. True north going. When is this tether gonna break? I feel like I'm doing something very wrong here. haven't done this fight in so long. I don't remember what to do. There we go. Simple enough. Drink water, y'all. Oh, they laughed. Now the question is, am I gonna still be in Mordona?
In thy measure, bringer of light. And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
I'm just putting a lot of faith in us.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
Hey Ash, how are you doing?
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Anon? I was in the middle of a cutscene when this duty popped. And now I'm here. But it seems I'm gonna have to start all that dialogue over. For, Crystal Tower. It is what it is. You're doing well. How about yourself? And oh my god, A Realm Reborn Eorzea. Yeah. I'm doing really good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well as well. And yeah, Eorzea is not, he is not the man we know in Shadowbringers and beyond. Eorzea is a very different man until until like Shadowbringers. Renee, you have returned. Did I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. It is well then that you have some experience in such matters. The people of both Gridania and Little Solace will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Renee. The Elder Seeds here must be informed of your deeds at once. Oh yeah, I needed to sing what the name of the quest. Okay, it's that. Good to hear you're well, and he sure is. Then he finally becomes our best friend, the poet. Yeah. In A Realm Reborn in Heaven's Ward, Eorzea comes across as very sketch. The The Elder Seeds here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Farewell, Renee. I feel like they over-explain how to talk to the Seed Seer or talk to any of the Grand Company leaders. Like, every time. Please go to this person to talk to this person to talk to this person. You will do this 20 times, but I shall re-inform you how to do it each time. Yeah, especially during the... Oh, yeah. That's a good storyline. Still a good ways until we get there. We're only on 2.3. We have a lot of A Realm Reborn to do before we get into Heavensward. Oh my god, Gridania is dead. This server is very... The server doesn't have a huge population at all. If I had to guess, there are more bots than players on this server. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission have been the most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seeds here await you within. Let me put it this way, Ash. My FPS does not drop when I go to Limsa. That should be enough to tell you how small the population is.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this.
That's really nice. Gotta love that FPS drop in Limsa. Oh, by the way, it's not often I get anyone bring it up or anything, but are the audio levels fine? Because like, I'm not sure if I need to lower my voice or if the game's good, especially for these cutscenes, because I'm worried they're kind of low.
I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without.
Oh good, it's spot on. Perfect. I was really worried as like I talk pretty loud. And I was worried that the cutscene volume was way too low.
It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
Volume is great. I can hear the Elder Seeds here and the music fine, even when I'm talking too. Cool deal, cool deal.
As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose.
She's like the best person to check as well, because she's so soft-spoken.
Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent.
I will say, though, knowing what we know with the Ascian storyline, conclusion, and Endwalker and everything, it really puts a lot into perspective, especially in 2.0. Like, 2.0 is, like, so much leads into it, and especially with the changes that they've made to the level 49 to 50 quest line. Also, it's like, I'm not sure how many people remember this because it was very far apart when they happened. But like here in 2.3, we're talking about Omega. And we don't hear anything about Omega again until Stormblood. Such as A Realm Reborn is like, we must unite Eorzea. But then in Endwalker is like Doomsday. Yeah. Yeah, Realm Reborn is so much, there's so much world building here that unless you go back now and see it, there's stuff that you never would have caught on to back when they were talking about it.
Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Thus ends another daunting mission, Irene. I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. Genius riders. And it seems that Oceanian too was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Renee? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? To the Rising Stones. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Drink water, y'all. Alright. And I've looked at this title multiple times, and I'm going to recognize it when I see it. But I have to keep looking at my notes to make sure, because I don't want to step into 2.4 accidentally. You gonna be RP? Cool deal. Welcome back, Kenning. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramuh precedes you. I would fain share news of my own, but Oceanian's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Levin, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. That turn.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Eorzea, the floor is yours.
The floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time,
Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Exposition.
Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated."
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape.
Are y'all enjoying this TED Talk? That's what this feels like.
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth a distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a Crystal of Darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Yustola just snatched up Lahabringer.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
So Oriange is going to Sharlayan without us?
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
I wonder how annoying it must be to stick your elf ears in those ear pockets. The Lord of Levin is returned to the Ether, as was Leviathan before him. Ramuh's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Emeraloth? Ultima. The limitless potential of man. Heidelin servant grows mightier by the day. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all but finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan, and here you go. 7 rejoinings they're bringing up right here. Yet even as it innervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. And that is the task which we bend our every effort. So much info, it's great to be honest, right? Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hand shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Look at that statue of Zodiac. There you are, Guardian of Eorzea. That's the name of the patch. Or no, Defenders of Eorzea is the name of the patch. Sorry to say La Habrea, but your one true god is a level 83 trial. Now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest, there is something I would show you, Inning. It is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Magomag XII, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Renee, and Eorzea is much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such a time that they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all of this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in doing so. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the sylphs of the Little Solace who wish not of conflict. Of the Alamegans and the Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there are the many unsung individuals who have gathered here in Revenant's Toll, honest men and women who seek to employ their skills for the good of all. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Ooh. I see what you're doing here, game. You're building up a lot of praise, saying we're a hero, and that we're all good guys. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. Alpha now, I take it the troubles in Old Dodd no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak of you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from you remember the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made an effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. I think she's too young for Alphino to be dating Minfilia. Renee, you've been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Trollphilia. Hey LD, how are you doing? Which reminds me, one of the one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Yeah, Hori Boulder, training some people. It doesn't look like our our Harney adventures are part of the Scions yet. Look, it's Miss Renee. She's back from her adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and there's some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Miss Renee? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion then? It's Hori Boulder. Mr. Boulder and Mr. Miss Renee is back. So it would seem. Welcome home, Renee. My companion and I but recently became members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I mean, I've talked to y'all multiple times already. I am known as Hori Boulder, and this bookish fellow is, Coltene. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we're not younglings anymore. We're adventurers. And we were just asking Miss Renee if she could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside her, don't you? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Renee? A demonstration of a skill at arms, if you will. Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhap I am, but what matters the motive when children stand to learn so much from the lesson. What say you, Renee? Would you consent to spar with me? Sure. You're about to get punched so much. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone. We must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltene. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I much look forward to our bout. Alright. Time to go show off in front of a bunch of kids. It was good of you to agree to this, Renee. I trust you're ready to begin? Yeah. Very well. Let us not keep the young ones waiting any longer. Horing, are you certain you wish to fight her alone? That is Renee, you things. What better way than to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Renee to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you? Oh, look, it's Ida and Thancred. Ida? What? Who are all these people? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. Yes, and there's still some more to come. When I mentioned Renee's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems to be a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. I feel bad for Hoary Boulder. This what you want, buddy. You gotta bring me more than that. A sword can't beat a fist, right? Come on, Boulder, you can do it. You can do it, my friend. Come on. Do it. Stand up, my friend. I believe in you. I must admit defeat. It was an honor and a privilege. Oh no, he looks hurt. Come on, you can do it, my buddy. You can do it. Ow. Look at that. I knew you had it in you. You're lucky I don't have my stun to stop that. Not that it matters. You put on a good fight, my friend. You've bested me. I yield. That was incredible. She beat both of them at the same time. We knew you couldn't lose, Renee. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I've much work to do if I ever to attempt the same. Is that me? Did they bring my character here? That's a moon cat, so it's definitely not me. But it is funny. Meow. You're about to say? Anna's in the front row. Impressive as always, Renee. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on those many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cardno. That is not where we first met, Alpha now. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Drink water now. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. "'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. Huh? 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inexhaustible courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. You want to make the MSF? If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Also, I have a message in Discord. Okay, what's this message? Okay. I think it was just... Yeah, Kochi went live like 20 minutes ago. We're at the 2.5 hour mark. So let us go inside and then we'll take a short break. It wasn't you, I swear. I was half expecting it to be you, Tyan. But it wasn't. But, oh, let's talk to Hori Boulder real quick. Oh, Kohari says he's sore and beaten, but he said he would return straight to his training. I don't think he likes to lose. What you got to say, Hori? Renee, I must thank you again for agreeing to our bout. And I must thank the gods 'twas not a duel to the death. I will, however, cherish the lesson of each scrape and bruise as I work to better my swordplay. You're fine, Tyan. You can message me when I'm streaming. Just know that I might be slow to respond. Okay, it seemed our little thing worked well. How about you? How are you doing? I thought the idea foolish at first, but it seems that the sparring match well served its purpose. Why, I can hardly wait to return to my studies and seek to improve upon my techniques. Good stuff. Alright, so... Alright, Alphino looks like he's going to be in here with Minfilia. So I'm going to go ahead and take a short break, and... then we're going to continue starring. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Yeah, and we're back. Also, drink water now. Hope y'all took that chance to stretch and get a drink yourselves. Let's go in and talk with Alphino and Minfilia. Thank you for coming, Renee. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. Chaos! What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea. Materia? Here. I did not read the name of the quest. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I would first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th Astral Era, the leaders of the three nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the desperate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn from every corner of the land and directed against threats that no single nation could hope to overcome alone. Yet while the purpose of this hypothetical organization is undisputed, the logistics of its formation have become a source of endless debate. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards unification draining away. Thus I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. It will be on a much smaller scale than what we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operation accorded to the Scions. 'Tis my hope that the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Also, being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of its misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the antecedent. The Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people, but as you yourself have witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can even achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, however, we'll be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. The goals of my proposed organization and those of the Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before I can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning grand company, 'tis yet necessary that I visit the three leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I would ask that you accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members, while I'm otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. Thank you. 'Tis reassuring indeed to know that the Bringer of Light and her discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. Our first destination will be in Limsa Limensa. Let us rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. What's the name of this quest? Recruiting the realm. Okay, we're good. Pretty sure we still have many a quest to do before we jump into 2.4. All right. Yeah, I wanted to put this in my Chocobo saddlebag, so I can put it in my glamour dresser later. Ah, there you are. I'm ready to ascend to the bridge and speak with Admiral. Could you have just called her Merowith? Blowsfoot. Well, the Admiral and I are finalizing promissory boundaries, and signing parchments. I would have you begin the recruitment process in earnest. I have, of course, endeavored to spread word of our organization through various channels, but I believe a personal approach will reach many who may otherwise remain ignorant of the opportunity. As for potential members, 'tis of no matter should they already be pledged to another institution, only that they are willing to lend their strength when the situation demands it, and you needn't range into the countryside. The upper decks alone are populated with sufficient candidates to suit our purpose. Once you're satisfied with your recruiting efforts, meet me at the airship ticket counter where we might prepare for the next leg of our journey. Alright, now to the upper decks. Is there... Well, none of them are in the tavern. Look at those reflections on the metal. I remember when they added all these reflections and we were like astounded. An organization with the freedom to operate with territorial impunity? I must say your proposal intrigues me. But the Krakens well know that there is a time to act and a time to watch. I'm afraid this trial company of yours falls into the latter category. Alright. One pirate says no. I don't think we're going to be able to take Rainer, of all people. Master Alphino's new organization. Yes, I had heard the formation of his trial company was in the offing. 'Tis with regret, however, that I must decline your invitation. As commander of the Yellow Jackets, the protection of Limsa Lominsa must needs receive my full attention. I didn't expect Rainer to join. When are we gonna get our dual pistols with the Yellow Jackets? Huh? I know we got Machinist, but I was always looking forward to the dual pistol class. Let's see. Go to the Aft Castle. Oh, I love these lady pirates. They're the best. Hi. I love these pirates. I have a problem with that. I smells me a man. Where you've been, lass? I think not. I don't think I could bear another night. I'm not giving you a choice. Give this boy another plate of oysters. Who know? They might add that to the next expansion. Who in the bloody hells do you think you're talking to, Drylander? I'm a pirate, not some sodding knight in shining plate. You're looking for a self-righteous fop? Try knocking on that D&D Carve Lane's door. I already talked to him. Okay, let's go over to the Armor and Blacksmithing Guild. Really, we're asking the guild master, of all people. A precursor to a united Eorzean grand company? While I do admire the scope of your ambition, my responsibilities here at Naldic and Vimelis keep me close to the forge. I have not the time to be trapezing hither and yon across the realm. Should you require my skills as an armorer, however, I might be willing to accept some special commissions. Let me cut through here. Do I need to go on the other side? I need to go on the other side. We're probably getting another caster since the last caster job was Stormblood with Red Mage. And another ranged physical. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get another healer or tank. But yeah, we only have we have 3 ranged and 3 magic, so it'd probably be one of each. I think that'd be nice. But knowing Yoshipi, I have a knowing how things have gone, we're probably gonna get another melee DPS because, of course, we need another melee DPS. Alright. Royal. Like, he might join us. He's helped us in the past. Well, if it ain't raining, I'd not forget a venturer brave enough or adapt enough to seek the shortcut into Titan's bedchamber. You remember old Riol, don't you? Formerly of the company Heroes. 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. It ain't often I drag my arse out to Limsa for a drink, but I'm right glad I did. How fare you these days? You're looking to put together a new crew? Top tier work? Ha! Sounds like a right lark it does. Alrighty lass, count me in. The heroes may have gone their separate ways, but I ain't ready to climb into my grave just yet. Well, we got one. And now we need to meet Alphino at the airship landing. I'll take the Ethernet. But yeah, a new physical and caster would be nice. A new physical ranged and a new caster would be nice. I doubt we're going to get another tank or healer because they've already said that trying to balance new tanks and healers is a pain. Renee, your recruiting went well, I trust. I'm curious as to how my proposal was received by the rough and ready folk of Limsa. A member of the legendary company of heroes indicated his interest? Astonishing. I knew enlisting your aid was the right choice. Few could boast the acquaintance of such an elusive character. I too was successful in my task. The Admiral consented to sign all the documents requiring her approval. I can only hope that my visit with the Elder Seeds here proceeds as smoothly. Pray continue on to Gridania at your own pace. I shall await your arrival at Nofika's altar. I have a free teleport to Gridania. Let's see. Conjurer's Guild. My audience with the Elder Seeds here is due to commence momentarily. I'd be grateful if you would once more seek to the task of recruitment here in Gridania. After you deem the well of potential candidates has run dry, let us rendezvous at the airship ticket counter as before. Alright. We got one at the amphitheater. A lot of people here at once. Interesting. Laurentius? I remember you. Oh gods, can it truly be you? By what fickle fortune must the first face I see upon my release be yours? Eh? Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, Laurentis, the man whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscaron's. Yes, I remember who you are. Well, of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if jail had changed me more than I realized. Not that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conduct. The less said of my past, the better, I suppose. And what of you, adventurer? What business brings you to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? And what is your policy on reformed convicts? As the matter stands, the Wood Whalers would have naught more to do with me. This may be just the second chance I was looking for. Revenants told you, say? I shall leave at once. You shall not regret this, I promise you. I'm a changed man. Remember, Laurentis was, taking money from the Garleans for maps and patrol routes of the Wood Whalers. Got a couple up north here. Probably best if we go to the Lancers Guild and then go counterclockwise to grab those others. Don't think she's going to be joining us. It's not often a guild officer such as myself gets recruited, and this company here certainly sounds to have some promise, but its duties appear less than focused. I must refuse your invitation until such time as your organization is more organized. Alright. Who are we going to talk to over by Hawk Manor? Or not Hawk Manor, by the residential district for the rich people of Gridania. Oh, it's Ursendale. You would offer this old man a place in your company of champions. I am both puzzled and honored by your invitation. Pray forgive me, young mistress, but I cannot accept. I have sworn to abide here forever for whatever scant years remain to me, and bear responsibility for the evils my lady has wrought upon this land. He was the servant to the Lady of Hawk Manor. He was bringing people in because her face was disfigured. I don't know if y'all remember the story of Hawk Manor, but her face was disfigured, and as he has essentially told her, as she keeps sacrificing beautiful women and mangling their faces, that she would be able to regain her beauty. And yeah, she was turned into a succubus. Hey, it's Isildur and Elaine. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let us return to the guild and rest ere your tormented bat gives up on you for good. I'm terribly sorry, we were just... Oh, Renee, isn't it? It's been some time since our paths crossed outside of Copperbell Mines. We've met at more than Copperbell Mines, my friend. I saw y'all in front of Sastasha. I saw y'all in front of Tamtara. Well, you were barely more than a novice adventurer then, but look how far you've come. Mother Mion tells me 'twas you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf, and now you seek out stout-hearted souls to fill the ranks of a new order? Well, your cause is undoubtedly just, and my old companion here would be much relieved to see me in good hands. Yes, I'll do it. This is the very thing I've spent my entire adventuring career working towards. I shall join your company just as soon as I've seen Isildur safely home. No, I want him to come. My back is perfectly fine, I tell you. You'll have to tie me to my bed if you think to prevent me from... Ow, okay, mayhaps I'll rest for just a short while. I want you both. Grandfather's a cool dude. I have a bunch of certificates. I don't think I need any of this stuff, though. No, I don't want to buy that. Okay, now we need to go to the airship landing. Which we can just take the Ethernet to get there. Drink water now. What news, Renee? For my part, the Elder Seeds here was most amenable to our requirements. A former wood whaler and a seasoned adventurer, our company will not lack for variety, that much is certain. An interesting harvest indeed. Shall we strike into Uldal whilst the iron is hot? Let us meet at the Royal Promenade and endeavor to conclude our remaining business. Our journey draws to a close. Can use our return to go to Uldal. It wasn't quite fast enough. An hour and 25 minutes until my squadron's back. Sadly, we won't be able to look at Squadron before stream's gonna end. Chamber of Rule. Norman. That's a hard to say name. Ulda, the gilded city, where one's fortune defines one's worth. I hope some manner of fortune is with us, and that this final leg proves as successful as the previous two. Might I suggest descending to the lower level before beginning your recruitment efforts? I do not think the Sultana will take kindly to us poaching from our personal guard. Let us meet back here at the promenade when our respective tasks are complete. Good hunting, Renee. Looks like the merchant strip. I can probably just jump down. Let's see, we got one over here at the Sapphire Exchange. I don't think we're gonna snag a merchant. A company that looks to cure the ills of the realm entire. Listen, friend, I can scarce bear the complaints of the next stall over, let alone the conundrums of a neighboring nation. That's what I thought. I'm assuming we're gonna have some... Yeah? Landabert? Hi, you're surprised what rumors drift into the Pearl Lane. I know of this glorious new company of yours and just how far I'd go to avoid getting involved with that. Whispers on the street say your organization is funded by corrupt coin, by syndicate money. If you think you're recruiting for a just cause, then you're a bigger fool than I took you for. That's some interesting insight there, Landabert. Are you a conniving ne'er-do-well? Right, let's go on over here to the Weaver's Guild. Oh, it's Yellow Moon. I'm sorry, you wish to recruit me? Is this some new fashion manner of propositioning to a lady? Well, I'm afraid you're wasting your time. This lady is already spoken for. Good day to you, miss. I didn't think we were going to get Yellow Moon. Who's next? Not Lurking Leech. Orson? Oh, what a happy coincidence. Do you remember me, perchance? I am Orson of the Church of St. Adama Landama. Thank you again for your timely rescue. And I must also thank you for preventing that fraudulent priest from preying on dry bones less fortunate. A most upsetting business. Or do you hear what your companion, Thancred, was it? Of course you're looking for Thancred. 'Tis new companions you seek then. Your proposed organization sounds like a powerful force for good, but my place is at the church with the children. Nevertheless, I wish you well in this undertaking. And we got someone over by the Gladiators Guild. Oh, Wilred? You're gonna join us, right? Wait, you're the lady who came to Little Alamigo looking for that masked devil. Who knows what might have happened if you hadn't? I'd probably be dead, and a whole lot more of my friends beside. We were such fools. If y'all remember this guy, the Asians tricked them into trying to summon Raugar, I believe. And we had to put a stop to it. Anyway, that disaster really got me to thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. I realized how easily I'd been manipulated and vowed to make myself more of a worldly man. So here I am. Huh? A new company of champions? And you say it'll take me to all corners of the realm? That sounds exactly like the kind of opportunity I need. And don't worry, I'm not the same stripling. You met in Little Alamigo. I prepared myself to fight the evil I now know is out there. Alright, and then we can go back to the Royal Promenade to meet up with Alpha now. To the Royal Promenade. Look so angry when I run. How fared you, Renee? What hidden gems did the streets of Eorzea offer up to your unrelenting gaze? I'm sure this plan Alfie got will run smooth as butter. Landibert has me worried. A single Alamigan youth. Well, you've certainly given us an admirable start, even if our ranks are yet somewhat thin. In these troubled years following the calamity, talk of Eorzea's salvation must seem akin to grasping at clouds. But there are those who have risen to the challenge nonetheless. And the hope that inspires these people was born in no small part from the victories you yourself have won. Thank you, Renee. I will not squander the precious gift you've placed into my keeping. These recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. And yes, we are free to begin. As you have no doubt surmised, the Sultana also graced my trial company with her blessings. Our first wave of recruitment is over, the document signed, and the finances secure. There is naught to prevent me from taking the next step. About those finances... You were concerned by the syndicate's involvement, as was I. Thus was the origin of every coin of their contribution carefully scrutinized and recorded. This organization will not be built upon corruption. Drink water, Nya. Naturally, I'd prefer not to rely upon outside sources at all, but even my family's substantial coffers would not sustain a venture of this magnitude. And as for the rumors and doubts surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we'll earn people's trust one success at a time. Speaking of time, we should waste no more of it. Let us return to the Rising Stones and lay the first stone for United Eorzea. Oh, we got an airship ride. Guess it saves me a teleport. There's another airship. There's the Sultana.
Tell me, General, what think you of Alfino's bold endeavor?
I think it is more than bold, Your Grace. His organization would pave the way for a united Eorzea. Well do I understand his impatience, since facing the common threat of the Ultima weapon, our nations have seemed farther apart, not closer together. Considering the many problems we face, should we not be glad that someone else is taking the initiative?
We have all pledged our cooperation, yet the grumbling continues behind closed doors. Ul'dah is not alone in her duplicity. I myself have doubts as to the good this organization will achieve. With the inclusion of the finest soldiers of the 3 grand companies, it promises to be a fearsome military body. But whom will it serve? Even under the watchful gaze of the Scions, it is not unthinkable that such a force could perpetrate a great wrong. Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate? That those unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering of warriors into a private army?
I have trust in the Scions, Your Grace. They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Primals. If they seek reinforcements, I deem it unwise to deny them. As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies. And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the Warrior of Light would betray our cause.
Yes, there is that, I suppose.
So much foreshadowing.
Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust devil skipping across the sands. Cannot be done about Telechi?
Alleging.
I have explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'dah law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict him of any crime. To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
This sounds like the US right now.
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Hmm.
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
Well, that was pretty sad. Enquadring, y'all. Back to the Rising Stones. That is not a journey I soon wish to repeat. But I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of all our effort is at hand. I must see to the preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Renee. I am certain the Antecedent will be relieved to see you free for other duties. Greetings, Renee. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scion shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tataru is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces have arrived in Revenant's Hall as of late, and I wonder if Slathborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there is aught that he requires? Nothing changed in here. What can I do for you, Renee? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with this new arm of the Scions. Ha, I barely noticed your recruits arrive. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. While I appreciate your offer for aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I am told this trial company will answer directly to the Antecedent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slothburn, the shipment, we couldn't. Eh? Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought to cross over into Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supplies. Pray forgive us. There is naught to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart soldiers are hard to find. Take your rest, and I'll have someone along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more of a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. Whence did these supplies originate? House Fortin. We collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Renee, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Fortin? I will be sending them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable talents. Yes, I realize I contradicted my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Ishgard are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Harshafont will be glad for your assistance. Harshafont? Camp Dragonhead? We're just gonna teleport. Well, if it isn't my fine friend Renee Lacrosse. Would you care for a plate of roasted caracol? Some mulled wine? No? I see you've not come into my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was in fact on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurth's soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name.
Lady Iceheart?
What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you. Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
A warm welcome, you say? Alright, let's go. I mean, that's Levs. Yes. It is really foggy right now. They must be inside the tower. Oh, it's Drillamon that we're going to meet up with. Renee, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I'm a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say, by the Fury. But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess then, 'tis a sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not what manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost to the grip of the righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of the recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a traitor was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senseless in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Infirmary should be upstairs. Tell you what happened? Well, yes, of course. I am quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. As I was traveling my usual route to Whitebrim Front, when a sudden blow sent me reeling, the next thing I knew I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas then that one of them noticed my bleary gaze and stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that this is where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived at all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Okay, Snowcloak. Wow, I don't think we're going to be able to finish 2.3 in this stream, because I'm assuming this is leading us to a dungeon. I won't have time to do the dungeon before I'll need to end stream. Loyal Heretics. Think I'm scared of you, mage? Well, you're in for some pain. Oh, no, you're dead. Luckily, you died before I brought you more pain. How stern, daring. God, draw your weapon, foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics. Then we shout blah. Then we share a common purpose. We were on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties, then pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in this ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy wraiths. Oh, who is this? Oh, it's voiced. Not nearly as much voice acting as I expected. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at her folly? And where did she disappear to? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. Could we best we were to return to Whitebrim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Jolma? Wait, you're gonna make me fly all the way back? She's right there. You know who I haven't seen in a very long time? Behemoth. I have not seen the Behemoth fate in years. Tyan did find Odin on this server the other day. Renee, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knight spared no details in the report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest, but they should be bested so handling. I fear I have woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask you that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may very well be the lair of our enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Horsefall of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Iceheart and her fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. Okay, let's go talk to Horsefall again. Yeah.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim and bloody. But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
She's a lady with silver hair.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action.
Glowing reports of a new commander?
Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche. On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Sephirot hasn't said anything horny to me yet. Makes me sad. Drink water now. Minake, 'tis good to see you return to the toll. How fared you in the frozen waste of Coerthus? House Vortaz to send us a second shipment? I must send thanks to Lord Harshafal for his continued generosity. Yet even as our town grows in prosperity, I fear it will attract ever greater numbers of those who would do us harm in the name of greed or power. All of us, Alphino's new recruits included, must remain vigilant against such threats. What are you giving? Are you giving me Noct gear? I love the Noct gear. Maybe not the helmets. I like the armor. I'll take the money though. Brave new companions. Well, I don't think we have time. I don't think we have time to continue on with main story, considering I have to end the stream in less than 20 minutes. So, I think we'll go ahead and do we try and finish the Legacy of Alec quest real quick? We've already read through some of it, so I'll be able to skip through some of the dialogue. Yeah, it seems like a good use of our time. I'm assuming 15 minutes will be enough to get through this. Gotta get back to where we were. Yep. We talked about all this already. Then Sid should show up. If I remember correctly, we were at the point where Sid threw a rock at the wall. Amon said, throw the rock. I believe in you. We believe the tower to be a repository of much of the ancient's wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. Yep, this is like where we were. These defenses take the form of statues, carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen. The 8 sentinels, as the Suns are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. I think I read that part too. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessels that venture too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. You either destroy those statues or the front door is forever beyond our reach. That was the one bit of text we didn't get from that cutscene. My colleagues and I are ill-suited to negotiating such deadly hazards. Thus, if we were to gain access to the tower's secrets, we must need employ the services of an experienced adventurer. It will be difficult and dangerous, Renee, but I can think of no finer woman for the task. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you had a taste for these deadly escapades. I look forward to working with you again. There's much and more to be done before we can begin the expedition proper. Take some time to prepare yourself, and I shall explain the challenges that lie ahead. I was so close. 10 minutes? 10 minutes should be enough time. Our first objective is to reach the entrance of the Crystal Tower. As I previously mentioned, however, that will prove no easy task. The entrance is guarded by powerful defense mechanisms, each utilizing one of 4 elements of fire, water, wind, or earth. Anyone attempting to simply stroll past these unsleeping sentinels invites swift obliteration. Based on Master Garland's analysis, however, we are reasonably certain that the attacks of these lethal contraptions can be reflected using a crystal of the corresponding element. Naturally, these crystals must be of surpassing clarity, free of the slightest impurities, much like the flawless specimens used by the Beastmen in their primal summoning rituals. Mayhap I should have said exactly like the specimens they use. Were there any other way, we would not ask you of this, but we need someone to enter the Beast Tribe strongholds and liberate their perfect crystals. For the moment, I would have you focus on obtaining 2 of the 4 crystals we require. Pray make for Lanasia, where both the Saspa spawning grounds and Ugamaro mines are located. You may be certain that the materials used in the Beastman's sacred rituals will be well defended. Whether you choose to venture there alone or with companions, I shall leave that to your discretion. But whatever you do, please be careful. Alright. I mean, we could go to Elport real quick. Should have time to grab this one. Let's see, where? Oh, it's way back there. Yeah, drink water, yeah. Like our FC is mostly asleep. This part they changed a lot, I see. Well, I know they had to change some of it because of story reasons. I'm also assuming they shortened this questline a lot. For a second, I thought they were going to have me go fight extremes, which I would love, personally. A Wave Rider. Is this set just one level 50 mob? Is that really it? Okay, let's go to the mines. It was more that you had to wait for fates. Oh, yes. Yes, I remember that. That being said, the fates spawn like really quick now. And they're really easy. Like, I was, what was I waiting on? I spent like 110, 115 minutes waiting to queue into, I think, level 50 roulette, maybe? Or was trial roulette? It was trial roulette. But yeah, I spent like 115 minutes waiting for a trial roulette yesterday. So I just grinded out fates on Red Mage, and even the solo, like, boss fates went down, like, super fast. Oh yeah, that definitely made that a lot easier. What did I see over here? It was just a goblin. If I'm gonna see another one of the kobolds I need for mine. No, they must only be inside. These fates took forever to spawn when they first came out. Oh yeah. But like, I don't know, I always enjoyed farming the level 50 fates in A Realm Reborn. Like, even now, has been my go-to to farm the fates over by the Amalja. Like, because if you could see here, I've been doing the Amalja Beast Tribe. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have time to really do any more with this quest line. Yeah, we're not really gonna have the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and head to Ul'dah. I'm still, yeah, 41 minutes away from my trust being done. Not my trust, my squadron being done with their mission. Yeah, these are my two newest recruits. Apparently we've been working to Toady too hard. Samga. And we have Toragana. I have a new recruit, which I'm probably gonna use to replace oh, what's his name? Nunu Luda, I think is his name. Nunu Lupa. Tata Lupa. He's probably gonna get replaced by Careless Whisper. Yeah, my squadron's growing pretty strong. Yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna go ahead and stop for today. So I want to go ahead and thank everyone for coming to hang out. You hear George Michael now, Careless Whisper. Someone else made that joke. Was it you that made that joke? Oh, who made that joke? It might have been someone in the FC made that joke. Ring shot. Yeah, someone in the FC for this character made that joke. It was you a while back. But yeah, someone made that joke last night because I just recruited Careless Whisper. Like, you were already asleep, I'm fairly certain, when I recruited her. Let's see. Got anything going on for raid? Alright, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop here. I want to thank all y'all for coming and hanging out. As always, if you enjoyed the stream, please consider leaving a like. If you want to be notified about future streams, please consider subscribing. And yeah, if y'all are watching the VOD, like, leave some comments. I'm always happy to talk with people in the comments after videos. But yeah. Let's see. So next stream, we're going to be finishing up 2.3. And if we finish 2.3 early, we'll continue working on opening up Crystal Tower. I don't remember how much more I have left for 2.3. I'm assuming it's not too much, so I might start 2.4 in the next stream. I'm not sure. Really depends. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later. Hopefully it'll be sooner than later. I kind of went a few more days without streaming than I wanted to, but hopefully we'll be on a better schedule this week. But yeah, until next time, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye, y'all.